What's up guys, and welcome back to the Hazer channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be a money making video rather than the usual Road to Quest Cape content that I've had on this channel. The main reason I'm doing this video is just because I don't think anybody really knows about this money making method other than me and maybe a couple of other people. I've never seen anybody do any videos on this yet, so I decided I'd do one. And what I'm going to be talking about today are enchanted bolts and how you can invest in them with your cash stack. So I'll show you what I'm talking about with these bolts right here. Alright, let's check out the diamond enchanted bolts first. I'm using GE Tracker. I'd recommend this as well, as this website is pretty accurate and pretty easy to use. So I just searched for diamond enchanted bolts and I come to this spot, and if we look at the graph here, we have a quarter graph. So this is the last 4 months and these are the prices of diamond enchanted bolts. As you can see, it spikes, like I said, every 2 weeks. I don't know why this is. I'm assuming it has something to do with the Venezuelans, but yeah. So basically what I do is whenever it gets to one of these low points, like right here we have 320, 319 in that area, I buy as many bolts as I possibly can until it spikes up again to, as you can see here, 350. So if you did this for this 2 week period, let's say, and you had about 60 mil cash, you get around 200,000 bolts buying. You can sell them for 30 GP margin, and then you make a free 6 mil just like that. And that is actually a bad spike right here. This is a good spike. This is what usually happens, or not usually, but this is what can happen. If you buy for, let's say, 315, you can sell for 370. And these prices make it look worse than it is because it's in a quarter view. Usually when these spike, they go up to 400, but you can't see it because it's for such a short amount of time. And this only takes the average throughout the 3 days. So it's not perfectly accurate. I'll show you what I mean with the month and week graphs in a sec. But yeah, you can keep buying at the low and selling at the high with investments. I'll show you what I mean with the month view here. Yeah. So this is for March 15th. If we go back to the quarter, this only says March 15th was at 360. But if you actually go to the month view, it came down from 400 right here. So you would have actually made about 330, 70 GP profit on that per bolt. Now we can check the emerald enchanted bolts. This is what I'd recommend for if you have a lower cash stack. You should do emerald bolts since they cost less. You can get more bolts. So if you go back to the quarter view, you can see that these are also spiking pretty much every 2 weeks on and off. This right here is what I just flipped. I bought about 300,000 for about 90 GP each. This says 102 and 98, but it was actually lower since this is just the average over 3 days. You could buy them at 80 GP at one point. So yeah, I bought them for an average of 90, and then I sold them around here, which was about 130, and made 9 to 12 mil total profit. If you go to the month view here, you can see that these spike a lot. It's really good, really consistent to do if you have a low cash stack. The last graph I will show you quickly is the Dragonstone Dragon Bolts Enchanted. This is what I'd recommend if you have a massive cash stack, like 100 mil plus, and I'll show you why. If you go to the quarter view here, we look at this spike. It looks like a small bump compared to the other graphs, but if you look at these prices on the left, these were selling and buying at around 1140 and then selling for 1430. So that's a 300 GP margin almost. So every 100 mil you spend, you'd make about 30 mil, which is insane for investing. Again here, 1300 almost to 1620, which is over 300 GP. If you look at this one, 1500 to 1850, just insane margins that you can buy and sell with. So if you have a huge cash stack, definitely do these. You can check other bolts on this website. I only do these 3 personally because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and I don't really want to check the other bolts as these ones are working for me right now. Alright, so now I'm just going to go back through these all one more time to give some exact prices on when you should buy and sell these. I've been doing this for the past 6 months, so I have a pretty good idea of what the average prices are. So for the Emerald Bolts Enchanted, you're going to want to buy these anywhere from 80 GP to 110 GP. And then once they hit about 130, anywhere from 130 to 170, you can sell them. So yeah, so buy at like 80 to 110, sell at 130 to 160. If we go to diamond bolts enchanted. I will call this medium investing. These you're going to want to buy anywhere from 280 to 230. That's like the low point. And then you're going to want to save them up and then sell them anywhere from 360 to 400. And then the, call it advanced investing, do the Dragonstone Dragon Bolts. This one, there's not really a set price because they're up and down so much. So for this one, just use the graph. If you see that it went down like this, for example, start buying them. For example, if you bought them on this last spike, you'd already be making about 200 GP per bolt if you sold them now, but they're still rising, so you might as well save them. So those are the prices you should buy and sell each of these three at. Alright, now I'm going to go back to the GE just to show you how I buy these in the GE and what I do for checking prices. Okay guys, we are back at the GE. I'm just going to show you quickly how I do this. So basically, I'll go into the GE, I'll use diamond enchanted bolts as the example. All I do is I put an offer in for one bolt, I'll jack up the price to see what these are selling or buying at right now. It looks like it's at 313, which is a low price. So I will go in, I'll buy however many, and I'll keep repeating this every 4 to 8 hours ish. Just keep getting as many bolts as I can while the price is low, and once I'm either out of my cash stack like where I am right now and I have 200,000 diamond bolts almost, then I'll just wait for the prices to spike back up. So what I mean by that is I'll log on once I have my cash stack depleted or I just don't want to buy any more bolts. I'll keep logging on. I'll put in offers for one diamond bolt still. I'll just jack it up to see what it's at, and I'll keep doing this until I see that it's spiking. So this will be like 360 or something, and then I'll know it's okay to sell now. I'll sell all of my bolts and then I will make a ton of money. I'll just show you guys my history here. So I've been doing emerald and diamond bolts. As you can see, this is an ugly looking history of just diamond and emerald bolts all over. So you can see here, I've been buying these diamond bolts. I just got 22,000 right here for like an average of 300. I sold the emerald bolts that I bought for like 90 for around 130, which is pretty good margin. Bought some more diamond bolts for 300. Sold another 100,000 bolts for 124. Bought 33,000 diamond bolts for 290 each. Bought another for 282, which is super low. And then these are just me messing around with the video, showing you guys how to do this. So yes, you can see I bought a ton of these for super low price. I'm planning to sell these for about 360 at the minimum. Might even spike up to 400. If it does spike up to 400, I'll make about 20 mil. I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you're able to use this method to increase your cash stack. It's a pretty good method. I recommend it to everybody if you have a decent cash stack. I don't recommend this if you only have like under 5 mil, as you won't make that much money. This is one of those spend money to make money methods. It increases your cash stack by 20%. So if you only have like 1 mil, you'll only make 200K by investing, versus if you have 20 mil, you can make 5 mil, or 4 mil rather, for investing. So I'd only recommend this if you have a decent amount of money, but otherwise, hope you guys enjoy.